Today, we're going to dive into one of the most influential stories ever told. I mean, this is a foundational narrative about partnership, purpose, and the very, very beginning of human connection. So, how does a text this ancient even begin to describe something so fundamental? We're going to let the original words be our guide as we explore its powerful depiction of creation, our purpose, and, that search for the perfect partner. All right, so let's set the scene. The story kicks off at the absolute beginning, painting this picture of a world that's, well, it's both empty and just brimming with potential. So picture this. Before there's anyone, there are no wild plants, no grains to eat, no people to work the ground. But then something starts to happen. Springs begin to bubble up from the earth, watering everything. It's like the world is primed and ready. It's just waiting for its key inhabitant, its caretaker. And then, right from that very soil, that same watered earth, the first human is formed. I mean, what a powerful image, right? It's this incredibly direct connection between humanity and the planet itself. So, what does it even mean to be a living person, according to this text? It's really interesting. It's not just a physical body. It's defined as this unique combination, this fusion of the earthly, the dust, and the divine, the breath of life. Okay, so we have this new person. Where does he live? Well, not just anywhere. He's given a home that is totally tailor-made, a sanctuary created specifically for him. He's placed in this specially prepared environment, a garden planted in a place called Eden, out in the east. And you got to understand, this isn't some wild, untamed jungle. It's a curated space, designed just for him. And this garden, it was incredible. It was designed for both, sustenance and significance. It had all these beautiful trees with delicious fruit, but right there, in the middle, were two very special trees that represented something much, much deeper. And check this out. The text even gives us a detailed map of sorts. It names 4 major rivers flowing out from Eden: the Pishon, Gihon, Tigris, and Euphrates. It's fascinating because it grounds this seemingly mythical place with real-world geography, mentioning lands known for their resources, like Havilah, which it says is a land of pure gold. Now, this perfect home, it isn't just for kicking back and relaxing. Nope. It comes with a job and one really critical instruction. This sets up a life that's about both freedom and responsibility. So what's his purpose? He's given a clear responsibility to tend and watch over the Garden of Eden. His whole role is to cultivate it, to care for it. He has a job to do right from the get-go. And the first instruction starts with this principle of incredible freedom and abundance. It's basically a wide-open permission. You may freely eat the fruit of every tree in the garden. Everything you see here, it's for you. But, and this is a big but, that immense freedom comes with one single stark exception. It all centers on that one specific tree we mentioned earlier, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And the stakes for breaking this one rule, they're made absolutely crystal clear. If you eat its fruit, you are sure to die. There's no ambiguity here. The boundary is defined by a certainty, not a maybe. Okay, so everything seems perfect, right? He's got a home, a purpose, clear rules, and then bam, the story introduces its first real problem, something that needs a solution. Yeah, for the very first time, the narrative says something is incomplete. Everything up to this point was good, but now something is declared not good. And what is it? It is not good for the man to be alone. His solitude is the problem. So what's the first attempt to solve this? Well, it's another act of creation. All the wild animals and all the birds of the sky are formed from the ground just like the man was. And suddenly the world is filled with this dazzling array of new life. And the man's task? He's supposed to name every single living creature. This is a big deal. It's how he establishes his connection to them, his role in ordering his world. It's a really intimate process of observation and, identification. But here's the thing. After this whole grand parade of life, after he's named everything, the core problem is still there. He's still alone. He has a relationship to them, but none of these creatures could be a true partner with him. The text says there was no helper just right for him, and that phrase doesn't mean a servant. It means a corresponding part, an equal. So the first attempt didn't work. This brings us to the story's climax, a totally different and way more personal act of creation. This one is designed to finally solve that problem of loneliness. And what happens is, well, the text describes something almost like a surgical procedure. The man is put into a deep sleep, a rib is taken out, and the opening is closed up. And from that rib, a woman is made. Think about that. Unlike the animals who came from the ground, she is formed from the man himself. It emphasizes this incredibly intimate physical connection. So when he sees her, the man's reaction is just pure, joyful recognition. He exclaims, "At last, this one is bone from my bone and flesh from my flesh." That at last says it all, right? His search is finally over. This being isn't like the animals, she is from his own body, a perfect counterpart. He even names her woman because she was taken from man. And then, the story itself gives us the so what. It provides an explanation for the profound bond of marriage. It says this is the reason a man leaves his parents and is joined to his wife, and they become united into one. It's framed as this return to an original unity, stemming directly from this event. So, how does this chapter of the story end? It concludes with a really powerful final image that describes the state of this new partnership, before anything has gone wrong. It says, "Now the man and his wife were both naked, but they felt no shame. Their existence is one of complete harmony, total transparency, and innocence. There are just no barriers between them, physically or emotionally. It's a state of pure connection." So the story ends on this peaceful note of perfect innocence. And that leaves us with a really powerful thought to chew on. If this story presents the original human state as one of total openness, with absolutely no shame, what does that tell us about the nature of shame itself? Where did it come from?